Miami.
Alright, so in this video I'm going to show you how to shave with a straight razor. I started doing this a few months ago just because I thought it'd be a cool hobby to do. Also because I was tired of paying for these Mach 3 or Mach 5 razors or whatever. They're just getting too expensive. So I figure if I just buy one razor, then I'll save a lot of money, and it's way more badass to shave with this anyway. So what are you going to need to start straight razor shaving? You're going to need the razor itself. You're going to need a water stone like this. This is 4,000, 8,000 grit. It's like a dual water stone. This is for sharpening the actual blade. You're going to need some shaving soap. Here's a bar of it, and here's some in my little cool container. And you're going to need some brushes to apply the lather. This is a badger hair brush. This is a mystery hair brush. They're both good. And one of the most important things you're going to need is this stuff called Styptic or Styptic or something like that. It's this little bar or tube of something that clots wounds. When you cut yourself, and you're sure to cut yourself multiple times, you just rub this on there, and it'll stop the bleeding, and it'll stop you from having a scab on your face. But I mean, if you cut yourself really deep, like I have, like right here, you can get a scar. But these will stop the little wounds anyway. And the last final thing you're going to need is a strop. This is a leather strop. It's leather on this side, and this is canvas on this side. And if you get all this stuff, I think it cost me about, I want to say under well, let's see. This was 90. This was 90. This was, and the rest of it was like 50. So I was at like 200 and something bucks, like 250 bucks-ish. So if you think about it, though, you're gonna be saving a lot of money, because in the end you're not gonna be having to buy all those refill packets of your Mach 3 or your Fusion 5 or whatever. So in a year or so you should make up the money, I guess. At least that's the theory. So let's get on to sharpening. Okay, so when you're sharpening the razor, you're going to take your razor like this. You're going to take it out, and you're going to get your water stone right here. Let's see, you're going to get it wet. So we're going to put it under water. And in theory, we'd let that soak in for a little while, and you just want a nice layer of water on the top. And when you sharpen it, it's very important to start the blade like this and go in an X pattern like this. And notice that I'm flipping the blade on the spine of the blade. Don't go like this. That's just going to roll the blade over, and it's going to hurt your edge a lot. So just you go back and forth on the spine of the blade. See, when I sharpen it, I actually use two hands like this. And you want to hold it very lightly. Just see how this is? I'm just holding enough pressure to hold the blade onto the actual stone itself. So you're just going to go across, just like this. You're going to do that maybe 20 times or so, and then you're going to switch over to the 8,000 grit and do that maybe 20 times. It could take you 40, 60, even 100 times. It really depends. But after every 20 or so strokes, and a stroke that's one. Back and forth is one. That's two, three. So you get the idea. So this is how you tell if a blade is sharp. One of the hardest things to learn is how to tell if your razor is sharp enough, because I must have cut myself a bazillion times with the razor that wasn't quite sharp enough. And you think, why would you cut yourself if a razor wasn't sharp? Well, because you drag it on your skin and it just, you mess up and you cut yourself. You want the sharpest blade as possible. And this is a nice little trick that I learned by myself on how to tell if a razor is sharp enough. So you're going to take your girlfriend's hairbrush. You're going to take a hair out of it. And you're going to take your razor, and you should be able to cut that hair. I just cut that hair in half. I'll do a close-up here. So you take this hair. See this hair right here? It's hard to see in the camera. You should be able to just cut it, just like that. See this little hair now. Let's cut it again. There we go. That's how you tell if something's sharp. This is sharp. So now that we know it's sharp, let's start the shave. So you're going to drop the blade before and after every shave. So you're going to want to hook your blade up, your strap up to something that you can pull taut like this. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your razor and very lightly, you're just putting enough pressure just to touch the leather. You're going to do the same X formation, but instead of going with the edge, you're going to drag the back edge first, just like this. So I'm going backwards compared to the way that I was doing it with the hone. Just like this. And you're going to want to do this like, I do it 20 times before every shave. You'll get quick. And I listen. That's how I tell if I'm doing it right. It gives a higher sound when you drag the edge across the strap versus if you're just dragging the back across. And that's how you strop. One thing that I'll do before is I will take my razor and I will run the blade under hot water. And that just gets the metal more malleable and just ready to be stropped. So I'll run it under there for like 10, 20 seconds, something like that. I'll take this, I'll dry it off, I'll strop it. Still doing the X pattern, just like that. And after I've stropped it, and I rarely use the canvas. I only use the canvas when my blade is really dull and I don't want to hone it yet because I'm lazy. And if the canvas almost acts as a super fine hone, although I've read on the internet, it does the same thing as the hot water and it just heats up the edge with friction, and that way it's easier to strop on this side. I rarely ever use it. I always use the leather side usually. So let's get to the fun part, which is lathering and shaving. Before you shave, you're going to want to take a shower because that the hot water opens up the pores and it just makes things a lot easier. You'll find that after you start doing this for a while, that shaving is much more complex than just dragging a razor over your face like with a Mach 3. Eventually it becomes quicker, but in the end you get a better shave, closer shave, and you're not paying for razors all the time. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your shaving soap, and I melted my shaving soap and I put it in this little pewter container, I had kicking around. You could put it in like a mug, like a coffee mug or whatever. It just makes it easier to build up some lather. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our badger hair brush. We're going to run it under the hot water here, nice and soaking wet, and then we're just going to put it in here, just like this. See that nice lather we have? Oh, very nice. But we're going to make our face wet before we put this on. And I'm not going to bother taking a shower just because I just want to get through this. So Alright, here we go.
Okay, so we sip a little something, leave the rest to spill. Me and Charlie at the bar running up a high bill, nothing less than ill. When we dress to kill, every time the ladies pass, they be like, can y'all feel me? All ages and races, real sweet faces, every different nation, Spanish, Haitian, Indian, Jamaican, black, white, Cuban, or Asian. I only came for